Okay, what substrate to use or media? What media to use when you are incubating eggs? It depends on what you're incubating. But gecko eggs and just sometimes goes for ball python eggs too. But some of this I would not use for ball python eggs. I do have videos. I'll try to link one in the description above. Somewhere around here, I'll find a way to link it in there, or it'll be in the description below how I do my ball python eggs. But now here, this is strictly for geckos and small lizards and things like that. And sometimes colubrid eggs, I do it with like my hognose snakes and stuff like that. But what I got here is I got vermiculite, perlite, DEA hatch material media. This is DEA hatch media. And if you guys want some, you know, you let me know and I'll get you some out. Then we have trays, these little trays here, containers you put the trays in. And I'll give you my opinions on these in a little bit. Now, how I mix it up, I'll show you, is I don't measure anything out when I mix stuff up. This stuff, okay, now if I was setting up like pick the gecko eggs or crested gecko eggs, I use the DEA hatch material. For pick the eggs, I always get a little dry thing. I'll show you samples. I got stuff set up over here that I put these on. These I just soak it down really good, and I let it sit for a few minutes, and I'll show you what I'll do after that. It sits for a few minutes. I let it soak in really good. And what's good about this is you can see the difference between wet and dry. So if it starts drying out, you can add a little bit of water to it and it'll thin it up some. But now for the vermiculite, I do the same thing. Not as much, but I'll show you what I do here. I just add water. I don't measure anything. People measure stuff out and they get all technical, but I've been doing this so long that I find when it clumps together and you can't squeeze, you know, and it sticks together and it's damp, that's usually pretty good. That's what I do. Now with the vermiculite, I do the same thing, but I'll show you how. Wait, I gotta pump myself up. I'm running out of water here. Now with vermiculite, it's much different. You don't want no water being able to squeeze out. When you squeeze it, you don't want water. You squeeze tight, no water comes out. But you should be able to form a ball, like a snowball. I call it the snowball effect. It stays together. That's usually pretty good. But then with the sphagnum moss, I always wet some sphagnum moss, like soak it down. And then I will take it and set it around the edges of these eggs. And I'll show you what I mean in a minute. As for the trays, I find, you know, a lot of people swear by these trays, and I like them, don't get me wrong, I do. But I don't use the trays unless it's like a crested gecko egg or something, because the crested gecko egg you can just set up there just so it, but even then I think they'll work good for pick the eggs and stuff like that. What I find is that unless you have sphagnum moss sitting on top of the eggs with these trays, now I might be doing something wrong. I find that the eggs will dry out, because you know you would set it in like that, you know, in these, and then the eggs will sit on top of it. You can do it with this too, with the vermiculite over here, you know, just like that. And then you put the lid right on it, mark each individual egg. Looks like a mess. Sorry, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Now with this, now that it sits a few minutes, I will drain the excess off. Hold on a minute, let me get out a tray here to drain the excess off in. Oh, there we go. Hold on a minute, guys, I'll be right back. Now I drain the excess off, and it still looks a little damp, but it's fine. This is what I find works when I do crested geckos or anything like that. You put your little divot in there, and then you put your eggs right in there. Or if you got like pick the eggs, you put pick the eggs on this, and you set that just like that. I will show you examples here in a second of how I set the eggs up, because I got eggs in incubator right now. But if you guys have any questions, let me know. But it's pretty simple. I have this available, perlite and vermiculite. You know, you guys can usually pick that up as long as it doesn't have fertilizers and stuff in it, and sphagnum moss. I just get this. That's the sphagnum moss I use. But yeah, okay, I'll be right back. Okay, now what I did is took the black tray out of this container, and I have the media in here. It's wet, and then I put the bottle caps in there. The one egg didn't make it, but this egg here, to pick the egg, is doing great. I hope you guys can see that really good. And if it looks like it's drying out, you just put a little bit of water in the corners. You gotta be careful. Pick the eggs are fragile, like a chicken egg. You know, they break easy. But that's it. And then with this, you know, you could put your little divots in here and put your crested gecko or your New Caledonia type of eggs in here, and they do great. Now, for like other eggs, like leopard gecko eggs and king snake eggs and corn snake eggs and your hognose snake eggs, this is how I set them up. I put them in here. I got dates beside every egg as to when they were laid and stuff like that. But if you see, I put a little bit of I can really moisten this up and sprinkle it in here, and that's what I do to keep the eggs moist so they're growing good. This should be the next egg to hatch. I hope that's coming in clear. Hold on a minute. Okay, that'll be the next egg to hatch. Then these two. These two will be a while yet. Yeah, these two will be at least another 30 something days. And then temperatures depending upon what you're incubating. I'm incubating for females here, so these will be like 82 degrees, 81 degrees, I'm sorry, 80 to 81. I try to keep it about 80. And these guys, to pick the eggs, I do them about 84, 85. For crested geckos, I would leave the container out in room temperature about 80 degrees, 75, about between 76 and 80 degrees. When I'm doing leopard gecko males, 89 degrees. Ball python eggs are 89 degrees. Most eggs are 89 degrees. I've always incubated most of my eggs, except for colubrid eggs. Colubrid eggs I do at 82 degrees. So yeah, there is a difference. It depends on what you're doing. I had to think about what I was saying there for a minute. I was making a mistake, but anyway, these are for females. Them are just regular ones, and then that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments below. I can really hone in on your questions better that way. And yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe, tell everybody about the channel. Help somebody if you can help somebody in need. And like I said, I got this hatch material, the DEA hatch media, readily available, 1 pound bags. If you guys need it, you just let me know, and everything like that. And peace out. I hope this video was helpful. If not, tell me what I did wrong and I could try to fix it better. Alrighty, peace. Oop, had a little bit of dirt on my finger there, but peace.